Welcome to Unit 3 of Core Principles of Theming in Magento 2. Welcome to Unit 3 of Core Principles of Theming in Magento 2. In this module, you will learn about layouts and page layouts, containers, blocks, templates, customization, and template security. Layout XML is an XML file where you define the structure of a page using XML instructions. While layout itself has changed in Magento 2, the overall concepts behind layout remain the same. It is imperative to understand that there's no one place to find a page in Magento. Rather, what appears in response to a page request is a collection of distinct blocks. In response to an HTTP request, view configuration is calculated by merging the instructions from each module's layout XML file into one structure. This means that there's generally no such thing as the right XML file in which to replace a layout directive. This point will be reviewed later. Layout update handles are calculated and applied to the merge layout XML DOM structure, resulting in a fraction of the layout XML directives being used to create blocks. Block instances are created from the remaining XML, template paths are set, and other block methods are executed. Magento 2 changes mean you need to manipulate less code than you did to do the same tasks in Magento 1. Rather than copy extensive page layouts or page configuration code that modify what you want to change, in the Magento system you only need to create an extending layout file that contains the changes you want. If the amount of customization is large, you can use the overriding function for the needed layout file. This means that the new file you place in the theme will be used instead of the parent theme layout file of the base layout file. Although overriding layouts is not recommended, it is still possible and it might be a solution for certain customization tasks. Use the overriding function for certain types of customization. The new file that you place in the theme will be used instead of the parent theme layout file of the base layout file. You can override base or theme layouts. To override a base layout provided by the module, put a layout file with the same name in the location shown on the slide. You can also see which files get overridden. To override a parent theme layout, put a layout file with the same name in the location shown on the slide. You can also see which layout files will get overridden. Let's take a closer look at layout files. In this module, you will learn about layout file processing, extending page layouts and theme layouts, overriding layouts, and melding. The Magento application processes layout files in the following order. It collects all layout files from modules. The order is determined by the module order in the module list. Determines the sequence of inherited themes. Iterates the sequence of themes from the last ancestor to the current theme. Adds all extending theme layout files to the list. Replaces overridden layout files in the list. Merges all layout files from the list. The core layout files are part of their respective modules. Modules are stored in app, code, vendor, module name. Page layout files are in view, front end, page, layout. Page configuration and generic layout files are in view, front end, layout, and in view, front end, base. You will become more familiar with these file locations as you continue to work with these types of files. The layout processing mechanism does not involve fallback. The system collects layout files in the following order: current theme layouts, ancestor theme layout starting from the most distant ancestor recursively until theme with no parent is reached, module layouts for the front end area, module layouts for the base area. Unlike templates or images, layouts can not only be overridden, but also extended. The recommended way to customize layouts is to extend it by creating theme extending layout files. To add an extending layout file, put your custom layout file in the theme, dir, vendor, module, layout directory. Earlier, we saw how to override a base layout file. Now we see how to override the theme file. Create an extending layout file that contains the changes you want instead of creating and modifying many files. This is referred to as melding. Each page in Magento has a list of layout handles assigned to it. Here we see examples for Catalog Product View. You can follow the fallback logic shown here. This continues on the next slide. You can follow the fallback logic shown here. Note that overriding files is not recommended. The Magento application implements the Model View Controller (MVC) architecture pattern, which means that the Magento software is architected into layers, including the view layer. The major part of the view layer of Magento is layout. Functionally, layout is a page structure represented by a hierarchy of elements, an element tree, which can be of two types, blocks and containers. Technically, layout is defined in the XML files, which contain element declarations and element manipulation instructions. There are two ways to work with layouts in a theme. Rather than copy extensive page layout or page configuration code and then modify what you want to change, In the Magento system, you only need to create an extending layout file that contains the changes you want. Or, if the amount of customization is large, you can use the overriding function for the needed layout file. This means that the new file you place in the theme will be used instead of the parent theme layout file of the base layout file. Can you solve the last example? Let's look at the different XML file types and focus on page layouts. In this module, you will learn about page layouts and examples, containers and examples, how to override the design for a single page, and page layout XML. The layout of a particular page is defined by two major layout components, the page layout file and the page configuration file. Other layout types are important too. Page layout defines the overall structure of a page with its containers. Page layout declaration registers page layouts in Magento. Page configuration defines the overall page configuration within its head section, meta, CSS, JavaScript, and all the content elements within containers. Generic layout is rare, mostly used for AJAX response content, only defines content elements. The Magento application implements the model view controller architecture pattern, meaning that the Magento software is architected into layers, including the view layer. Page layouts define the overall structure of a page with its containers. Tip: you can use a grep search to find page layouts. The basic components of a Magento page design are blocks and containers. A container exists for the sole purpose of assigning content structure to a page. A container has no additional content except the content of included elements. Examples of containers include the header, left column, main column, and footer. A block represents each feature on a page and employs templates to generate the HTML to insert into its parent structure block. Examples of blocks include a category list, a mini cart, product tags, and product listing. The following terms are used to distinguish layouts provided by different application components. Base layouts are layout files provided by modules. Conventional locations include page configuration and generic layout files, which are found in app, code, namespace, module, view, front-end layout, and page layout. Those files are found in app, code, namespace, module, view, front-end, page layout. Theme layouts. Layout files provided by themes. Conventional locations are, for the page configuration and generic layout files, app design, front-end, vendor, theme, namespace, module, layout. And for page layout files, app design, front-end, vendor, theme, namespace, module, page layout. The role of the page templates, shown here, is to map the default structural blocks for a theme to HTML tags that can be positioned and rendered on screen. A container exists for the sole purpose of assigning content structure to a page. A container has no additional content except for the content of included elements. Examples of container include the header, left column, main column, and footer. To ensure stability and secure your customizations from being deleted during upgrades, do not change out-of-the-box Magento module and theme layouts. To make necessary changes, create extending and overriding layout files in your custom theme. This and the other slides show example output of the various layout templates. The configuration of the view for this page involves layout information from both the file system and the admin area. Layout information is set in the database via the admin as processed after all the file-based updates and therefore has the highest level of precedence. If a page is using a layout that's different from other similar pages, especially category and product pages, the setting is most likely coming from the database. Categories can be configured to waterfall layout customizations down through the child categories and products. Here are some example category page containers. This example shows a one-column layout. In the admin panel, go to Products, Catalog, Design. By default, type is one of Bundle, Configurable, Gift Card, Group, Simple, or Virtual. View the page source for the page shown here and find the CSS class of the body tag. This can often be a quick way to find the layout handle that's being used for pages of a given kind. Here, you can see where in the admin panel to override the design for a single page. Follow the instructions on the slide. Use the admin panel paths provided on the previous slide. You can use the elements listed here in page layouts. To learn more, see the topic on layout types in the developer guide. Here's an example of the code used for a page layout. Page layout declares the wireframe of a page inside the body section. For example, one-column layout or two-column layout. The files are located in the two places shown here, Modules and Themes. As you learned earlier, the page layout declaration registers the page layouts in Magento. Remember that you can use the grep command, file contains, to find page layouts. In this module, you will learn about page layout declaration and see some code examples. To be able to use a layout for actual page rendering, you need to, in the layout instructions, specify the layout file name. That file name, by convention, indicates the number of columns in that layout. Be sure to also specify the label that gets used in the admin panel. Here's a sample page layout declaration file. Now let's talk about page configuration. In this module, you will learn about Layout XML, page configuration files and instructions. Layout XML sections overview. Why are there different root nodes? Page represents a full page in HTML, while layout represents part of a page. If you want to render only part of a section of an HTML page, then you want layout. If you want to render a container or a block, then you want layout. However, if you want to render a full page, then you want page. Page layout is a subset of page. The page configuration adds content to the wireframe defined in a page layout file. A page configuration also contains page meta information and contents of the head section. Although you can define global head information in any page configuration XML file, for this task we recommend that you use layout default_head_blocks XML. Any other file in the layout folder should be used to add page-specific content to the page layout, including custom head modification. Here is an example of the code allowed for page configuration. To learn more, see the topic about layout types in the developer guide. Here's an example of a page configuration file of default_head_blocks.xml. Here is a sample page layout declaration file of catalog_product_view_type.simple.xml. In this module, you will learn about page configuration and customization, static resources, custom JavaScript files, containers, and blocks. To change one column layout to two columns left layout on the order and returns page, copy app, code, Magento, sales, view, front end, layout, sales, guest_form.xml to app, design, front end, vendor, theme. Magento, sales, layout, sales_guestform.xml. Remove everything from the body tag. Add layout equals two columns dash left to the page tag. Follow the instructions shown on screen. To include a static resource, place default_head_blocks.xml into your theme in app, design, front end, vendor, theme, Magento_theme, layout, default_head_blocks.xml, and make your customizations. To do this exercise, follow the on-screen instructions. You can add, move, and remove containers and blocks. A container exists for the sole purpose of assigning content structure to a page. It has no additional content except for the content of included elements. Examples of containers include the header, left column, main column, and footer. A block represents each feature on a page and employs templates to generate the HTML to insert into its parent structural block. Examples of blocks include a category list, mini cart, product tags, and product listing. To create a container, use the container instruction. To update a container, use the reference container instruction. To remove a container, To create or declare a block, use the block instruction. To update a block, use the reference block instruction. To remove a block, use the remove true/false attribute. For more details, see the topic layout instructions in the front-end developer's guide. Here you can see the code to set up a template used by a block and the code to modify block arguments. For more details, see the XML instructions topic in the front-end developer's guide. Rearranging blocks. In layout files, you can change the order of elements on a page. Using the move instruction allows changing the order in the parent for page elements. before and after attributes of block allows changing of the element's order within one parent. Using in, before, and after attributes sets the block before or after all of the elements in the container. The full XML instructions for theme customization can be found in the Front-End Developer Guide in the topic Common Page Layout Customization Tasks. Make sure you understand the difference between extending and overriding layouts. Follow the on-screen instructions for this exercise. Customization mistakes. Although the layout overriding mechanism provides great customization flexibility, it's possible to use it to add logically irrelevant changes. We strongly recommend that you do not make the following changes: changing the block name or alias. The name of the block should not be changed, neither should the alias of a block remaining in the same parent element. Changing the handle interface. For example, you should not change the page type parent handle. Now we will discuss blocks. In this module, you will learn about what is a block, rendering files, passing and getting argument values, and block classes. The concept of blocks is a unique aspect of Magento. Blocks allow you to move reusable functionality from PHP template files into classes so they can be repurposed for other template files in the future. There are several block types in Magento 2. What is a block? As you learned earlier, a block represents each feature on a page and employs templates to generate the HTML to insert into its parent structural block. Examples of blocks include a category list, mini cart, product tags, and product listing. This diagram shows the general process flow for rendering pages within a website. The general concepts behind rendering are very similar in Magento 1 and Magento 2. In Magento 2, we have two rendering systems that are important. One of them provides the rendering layout and operates similarly to Magento 1. The second one is based on page objects. There are two rendering layouts: View Load Layout and View Render Layout. At times, you may want to pass an argument to a block. For example, the code shown here shows how an argument can set a CSS class for a block. Argument values set in a layout file can be accessed in templates using the getArgumentName and hasArgumentName methods. The latter returns a Boolean defining whether there's any value set. Argument name is obtained from the name attribute using the following way. For getting the value of an argument name, SomeString, the method name is getSomeString. For more information, see layout instructions in the developer guide. This example shows using the value in a PHTML file. Class attributes specify the name of a class that implements rendering of a particular block. An object of this class is responsible for actual rendering of the block output. It determines the block's functionality. The class attributes specify a path location within either app, code, or lib internal, or in the vendor directory with descending priority. When you create custom blocks, these classes provide generic yet reusable functionality for your everyday tasks. Text renders a simple text. List text. Next, when you create custom blocks, these classes provide generic yet reusable functionality for your everyday tasks. Text renders a simple text. List text renders a list of child blocks. Template renders a given PHTML template. HTML link renders a link with various attributes. Notice the path for these classes. Next, we'll discuss templates. In this topic, you will learn about template files, how templates relate to blocks, template fallback, debugging templates, customizing templates. Templates are snippets of PHTML code that contain PHP elements such as PHP instructions, variables, and calls for class methods. There are also HTML templates for JavaScript-based parts. Like Magento 1, Magento 2 uses PHTML files as templates. In Magento 2, templates are located in the module, more exactly in the module subfolder View, Area, Templates, while in Magento 1 they were located in App Design. As templates can belong to different modules, you should prefix the template with the module name as a best practice. This will help you locate the template files and avoid file conflicts. You type the name of the module, ;:, then the name. This example shows how templates and blocks are related. There's a block on a page with a template set for the block. Study this diagram to see how template fallback logic works. Things to note: only files that are customized should be present in custom themes. All other files will be pulled from lower in the fallback scheme. This significantly enhances maintainability and upgradability. Because of this fallback model, even a highly customized theme will contain only a subset of the total files. In Magento, there's a special template that serves as the root template for all pages in the application. App, Code, Magento, Theme, View, Base, Templates, root.phtml. Unlike other templates, root.phtml contains the doc type specification and contributes to the head and body sections of all pages rendered by the Magento application. But similar to other templates, root.phtml can be overridden in a theme. When you create a Magento theme, you may need to create override files for default theme and module view files. To do so, you must determine which template, layout, and style files a Magento storefront uses. You can use hints for PHTML files. We'll see that next. You need to use a different process for JavaScript files. The Magento JavaScript Developer Guide provides a topic that describes how to locate JavaScript files. Here's a summary of the process. Open the store page in a browser and locate the element's class or ID using browser debugging tools such as Firebug in Firefox or Inspect Element in Chrome. Select it to view the page source. Find the corresponding elements in the page source and see if there are data, mage, init, or script text. Script X Magento init calls on this element, its children or parents. The calls contain the names of the scripts. To find the source file the script used, click the link of the file require.js.config.js. In the var config section of require.js config.js, find the required script name and view the path to its source file. This path is relative to certain directories depending on whether it contains a module or reference. To locate the template that's responsible for a specific part of the storefront, you can use Magento's built-in template hints. Go to Stores, Configuration, Advanced Developer. Make sure that the website or store view scope is selected. In the Debug section, choose Yes for template path hints and add block names to hints, and then click Save Config. Now that you've enabled template hints, reload the page that you want to modify and review the path for the template file or files shown by template hints. For example, here's how a storefront category page looks with template hints enabled. To customize templates in Magento 2, you can create new templates and rewrite core module templates and themes. There are 3 general steps in rewriting the core template. Create your theme, create a new template in your theme, set your template to the block that contains the core template to rewrite. The fallback scheme for templates is in the following locations. Module context is always known for them. Current theme templates are in theme dir, namespace, module, templates. Ancestor theme templates recursively until theme with no ancestor reached are in parent, theme, dir, namespace, module, templates. And module templates are in module dir, view, front-end templates. If you need to customize a certain template, you'll need to create an overriding one with the same name in the template's path to template directory in the theme module files, where path to template is the path to the original template. For example, if you must override the Magento catalog module dir view front-end templates category widget link underscore block PHTML template, the path to template is category widget link. To change the template a block uses, copy app, code, Magento, sales, view, front end, layout, sales underscore guest underscore form.xml to app, design, front end, vendor, theme, Magento underscore sales, layout, sales underscore guest underscore form.xml. Remove everything from the body tag. Add reference block name equals guest.form template to guest/alternate underscore form.phtml. To create a custom PHTML file in the main content area, create app, design, front end, vendor, theme, Magento underscore theme, layout, default.xml. To do this exercise, follow the on-screen instructions. The code for default XML for the solution is shown in the notes. To do this exercise, follow the on-screen instructions. The answer to this exercise is shown in the notes. Let's discuss template security. In this module, you will learn about template security, anti-cross-site scripting, and useful functions for security. To prevent cross-site scripting issues, Magento recommends using one of the methods shown here to escape HTML content and templates. If a method indicates that the contents are escaped, do not escape. For more information, see Security Measures Against XSS Attacks in the Developer Guide. Here are some functions that you can use. Here are some functions that you can use. Escaping is not always necessary. Typecasting and PHP function count don't need escaping. Output in single quotes doesn't need escaping. And output in double quotes without variables doesn't need escaping. Let's summarize what we've learned so far. We've taken an in-depth look at layouts and page layouts, containers, blocks, templates, customization, and security. There's a complete list of topics that we covered in this unit in the notes.